Good morning. Today we're going to go over how to replace your JVR Vac310 1 bar or 310 2 bar vacuum pump exhaust filter in one of the earlier models or revisions with a gray vacuum pump. Some of the newer revisions have a white vacuum pump. If you need that video on replacing that vacuum pump exhaust filter, go ahead and check the link below. But let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to want to find is a nice sturdy surface. So if you're on something that's moving with wheels or it's just an unstable surface, get your unit propped up on something a little bit more durable. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is unplug your Vac310 1 bar or 2 bar from the wall. Additionally, you'll have to unplug it from the back side of the unit as well. Now that you've got the power unplugged, you found a stable surface, go ahead and grab that number 2 Phillips to go ahead and unscrew the entire back panel. You have 6 screws on this back panel. I already removed one. Just make sure you keep those washers with that screw. Okay, so now that we're on the last screw, I like to hold the bottom of this back panel, hold it up, press it towards the unit so that it's not falling on me. Get it most of the way out, and then just you can hand feed that last screw off by hand. Just make sure you don't lose those washers like stated before, and go ahead and remove that off. So now that the back panel is off, we're gonna go ahead and have to lift up the unit using some 2x4s. We suggest just doing like 1 to 2 high maximum. 2 is cutting a little high too, so just be very careful. The more you elevate it, the more you're tipping the unit. Which can be extremely dangerous. So please bear that in mind. You don't want to tip your unit off of that table. So try to stick to that 1 2x4. If you got 2, you might be able to get away with it. Just be extremely cautious. So let's go ahead and lift this unit up so that we can unmount the vacuum pump. Lift this unit up. You're just going to place this 2x4 right under each foot here. So go ahead and lift it from the side of the frame there at the bottom. Get that center. Grab your next 2x4 and go ahead and get it under the other foot. Now that you have the product elevated, you can access those pump feet below the frame of the unit. Next, you're going to want to take that box wrench or your ratcheting side of your wrench and get to the base of that pump. Once you get that nut loose, you can go ahead and get your fingers in there and just loosen it up by hand. Bottom 3 nuts are removed. We're gonna go ahead and grab this pump, lift, pull it out of those holes, and rotate. And now you should be able to access your filter. Next, you're gonna want to remove the cap here to get to that filter. So let's go ahead and unscrew these 4 with that number 2 Phillips. So we definitely need this filter replaced. It looks like it's totally drenched. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and take our 10mm combination wrench. I'm just gonna use the ratcheting side. And we're gonna just take that sucker off. So I'm gonna hold on to the filter while taking this head and slowly undoing it. Okay, now that that's removed, I'm holding in an upright position. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. Be careful to lose the spring here. Okay, let's grab that spring because you're going to use that on your next filter. And of course, a little washer. Okay, so before we grab that next filter, just make sure that washer that was sitting here doesn't fall off. Sometimes it will stick to this, so go ahead and just bring that down so we're not losing that. Grab your new filter. There's a little rubber piece on this around the thread, and put everything back on how it came off. So hold in the upright position, washer, spring, washer, and then little cap And then lastly, you're gonna have to press this simultaneously so this solid surface is perfect. Go ahead and grab that nut that was attaching it. And we're gonna go to finger tighten it, and then go ahead and grab that 10mm wrench, and we're just gonna tighten that sucker right on. Before inserting this, make sure that O-ring is placed on there. It should have came with an O-ring on it. We're gonna go ahead and slide that back in. And just make sure you find the other side where that filter slides in. You're gonna have to do it by feel. And lastly, you're gonna go ahead and grab those 4 Phillips and reinsert them. Okay, so we're just gonna do everything in reverse now that this is reinstalled. So essentially just pick this up, slide it into those holes that are in the frame, put on the nuts by finger tightening them, hit them with that ratcheting side of that wrench, the combination wrench, and then obviously slap on that back panel, put in those screws, and power on, and you're ready to go. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to JVR Industries on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe and check out the links below for any of the product that was mentioned in this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and always feel free to call our line during office hours if you have any further questions regarding your Vac310 unit. You guys have a great one.